drivers to compare stage times with problems for Lawrence.
Yay! In the first two stages we had a fuel surge problem. I put a little tank in to feed the auxiliary pumps, but the auxiliary pump empties the tank out and the pump in the tank can't fill the little tank, so I bypassed that lot now. It's just running on the tank pump rather, and it seems to be working. And then now we unfortunately made a wrong tyre choice. Well, I had it right, but then they didn't put them on, so I lost a little bit of time now. But we'll see how it goes in the next one.
There were problems in the Sasol VW Camp 2. A telltale pool of oil beneath the car spelled problems for Enzo Keen as the technicians went about bypassing an oil cooler and hopefully solving the problem.
We had an oil cooler burst in early on in the stage, and we had to run cautiously through the stage to preserve the engine. You know, it's a 3-day event, so but I'm a bit worried about the engine. It seems to be all right now. It's got good oil pressure again. We had to bypass the broken cooler.
I believe that we can nurse it through and just make sure that we repair it properly, and you know, if it's a bearing that's a problem, it will break now pretty soon, so I think we'll give it a good dash now, and if it comes out of the next stage we'll be okay for the rest.
Special Stage 6 at Volbekrans Gold Mine, and the rain is causing problems for Jan Hubig and Douglas Judd in the Sasol VW Golf. A leaking air vent is not the sort of distraction one needs at high speeds and with poor visibility to boot. The engine in Enzo Keen's Sasol VW seemed to be holding out after the earlier oil cooler problems. On board now with Enzo Keen and Martin Buerter in the Sasol VW Golf. A punctured left rear tyre slowed them and they dropped over 2 minutes on the leaders. The front-wheel drive cars were at a distinct disadvantage in the slippery wet conditions, and Serge Damso and Guy Hodgson had to settle for 4th fastest time behind 3 4-wheel drive contenders. Damso beat Jan Hubig by 11 seconds on this 27.8 kilometer special stage. John Lloyd and Adrian Kavanagh set the 8th fastest time in the Mini Light Wheels Mitsubishi and seem to be getting to grips with the South African roads. 4-time South African touring car champion Haniel de Villiers posted the fastest time in the spectacular Nissan hardbody off-road truck. But the man to beat was newcomer to the N4 class, Johnny Gemmell in the Subaru Impreza. Gemmell and co-driver Gideon Trollope were on a mission and posted the 2nd fastest time. 8 seconds adrift of Gemmell and Trollope with Skalkberger and Fitzswanepoel in a similar Subaru Impreza. The 4x4s were coming into their own in the wet conditions. Berger's objective is to amass as many FIA African Rally Championship points as possible and not become embroiled in potentially risky battles which could jeopardize his championship campaign. The man Berger wants to beat most is multiple African Rally champion Sadwan Singh. The Zambian has won more championships than he cares to remember, but currently has 0 points versus Berger's 10 points. Singh and Kenyan co-driver Tom Muriuki powered the Mobil 1 Subaru to 9th fastest time on the special stage, 61 seconds slower than Berger. But what has happened to Fernando Rueda?
Yes, Arthur, well, you know, we broke our lower steering arm and we hit a bank and we rolled, put on his roof. So now with this weather it would have been perfect. I understand the 4-wheel drives are going very quickly right now. With this weather would have been fantastic.
Concerned looks from John Lloyd and Adrian Kavanagh as technicians tend to the Mini Light Wheels Mitsubishi Lancer. Veteran South African rally technician Andrew Cave in the grey shirt has been seconded to the team.
Well, it's fantastic rallying, but we thought we'd blown a head gasket on previous stage. It now looks like it wasn't as bad as that. We ran through that 27k stage without a problem. Just had to have the heating on full in the car, so it's like being in Kenya. It's about 100 and something degrees in the car. But we got through 27k's and didn't overheat.
Everything seemed to be well under control in the Gemmell camp.
No, it's going well. I think we won that stage. The conditions seem to suit our car. And four-wheel drive is really working, and we're getting a bit of rain now, so it should liven up a bit later on in the day.
Service technicians prepare for the arrival of the Mobil 1 Subaru Impreza of Satwan Singh, who's been a regular competitor in international rallies held in South Africa in the past. Singh, like Skalkberger, was only concerned with a good placing in the FIA African Rally Championship category of the Total Rally South Africa.
Roads are getting very nice, but in this last stage you see the wiper came off and we couldn't see a damn thing, you know. The Skalk pulled a minute on us. That's bad, very bad. Normally seconds now, we are catching up. He's still beating us, but we're narrowing the margin on the beating.
The 17.9 kilometers Sunflute special stage, and the light is beginning to fail as Jan Hubbing and Douglas Judd power the Sasol VW Golf to another special stage win. Their teammates Enzo Keen and Martin Buerta retired after special stage 7 with a blown engine. Chad Van der Velde and Cindy Harding were on a charge in the A7 Sasol VW Polo Player, trying to make up time lost in earlier special stages. Piling on the pressure were Hannes Wobbler and Richard Leake in the Total Bridgestone Nissan Sentra. Third fastest time on the special stage moved the pair into 5th place overall. Johnny Gemmell and Gideon Trollope had moved up into 3rd place overall after posting the 2nd fastest time on the special stage. The service point in Ermelo and a Taylor Rowe from Enzo Keen.
We're not going anywhere. The engine expired after we had a few oil pressure problems, and I think it could have damaged, we had an oil leak like we spoke earlier, and I think it could have damaged the internal parts, and it basically self-destructed. It's a pity because we would have loved to finish the event.
No such problems for official rally leaders Jan Hubbing and Douglas Judd as service technicians tend to their Sasol VW Golf.
Yeah, it's been a bit slippery, and but so far we've had very little problems with the car. But we're having a tough time with the four-wheel drives because the stages that up until now have suited them, but maybe later tonight we'll be able to stretch our lead a bit.
VW Rally Supremo Johan Everter and Chad Van der Velde debate the cause that is plaguing the electrical system of the Polo Player, while Kenyan Tom Mariuki fills journalist Dave Ledbetter in on the day's events.
A few Ks in, car number 15, the Golf, was parked in a very dangerous place after a blind slow left. We nearly hit it.
Blind slow left?
Blind slow left, yes. They appeared to be changing a puncher and they hadn't put any necessary cautions out on the road. The other incident that happened in this stage was John Lloyd went off the road on a turn slow left, and we stopped to assist him, but broke the tow bar in front of our car. So we left him and continued.
It's going well up to now. It's the first time that the car had a good outing. The previous event was not good for us. We fell out after 4 stages, but so far so good, and it looks like we're leading A7. So we're very happy at the moment.
At the end of the stage, John Lloyd's Mini Light Wheels Mitsubishi was looking a little worse for wear.
Yeah. I half a K from the end of that stage, I went into a ditch, got the middle of the car firmly wedged, and we lost half an hour. Miserable.
Running way down the field, but leading the event overall are Hanel de Villiers and Francois Jourdain.
Yeah, it's very good so far. It's going a lot better on the dirt than it did on the tar in the beginning, but I guess that's what it's all about. And it's quite slippery in some places there, but we're just trying to keep it together and see how we can get through the stages without any damage or going off.
The final stage of the day near the centre of Ermelo. A 9.4 kilometre gravel and tarmac route made it well for the large crowds who turned up to witness the action, with Hubbing winning the stage. Evian Lawrence and Robert Paisley continued to dominate the A6 class in the Team Total Toyota, with teammates JP Damso and Graham Hooper their nearest challengers. Mr. Consistency, Hannes Wobbler and co-driver Richard Leake put up an outstanding performance to end up second overall for the day. Chad Van der Velde and Cindy Harding made up last time and finished 4th overall for the day, while Skalkberger and Fitzwanepoel lead the FIA African Rally Championship category by a wide margin. Johnny Gemmell threw away second place when he had an off-road excursion that dropped him down to 12th at the overnight stop. Hogan Faken was on a charge after losing a lot of time when he got stuck on an earth bank in stage 8. Crowd pleaser and unofficial rally leader Geniel de Villiers never put a foot wrong all day in his first ever rally and had 1 minute in hand over official leader Hoving. The overnight leaderboard. Geniel de Villiers and Francois Jordan are the unofficial rally leaders, with Jan Habig and Douglas Judd the first of the homologated cars and the official leader.
Up next, High Octane Motorsport features international rally action.